Yo, what's up guys? Unicron the Destroyer here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 86 Devastator. This is a figures that I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with and have been collecting over the past year. It is a very nice looking figure in my opinion, and a very great centerpiece. But there's no box, so we can just get straight into the video this time. So, first off, the detailing, from what I've seen, is extremely accurate to the show. I really like that. He just has such a presence. I think it's awesome. The kibble is a bit of a, I don't really care. Great weapon storage if you care about that. But overall, really nice looking figure. I like the detail. I like the colors. The only thing that kind of bothers me is the mismatch on like the treads for Scavenger and Bone Crusher. Other than that, though, I think it's really pretty much perfect. I don't really care about the kibble. Great weapon storage. He's very solid. Like the amount of tabs they have for just the torso alone just show how much care they put into making sure this guy was sturdy. He's just a brick. But going back to that topic of weapon storage, on his foot here, you'll see that I put his gun here. I did not know this was a dedicated like feature of this gun. I thought it was just like a goofy weapon storage thing that some people were doing. Turns out it's like actually supposed to be like the toe for Mixmaster for extra stability. Even though it doesn't really do much, it still like kind of completes the look a little bit. There's no alt mode for this guy, obviously, but I mean, does he really need one? We have the only really accessory he comes with, if my camera was gonna want to stay still, is his gun, which is a little droopy. I would have preferred if the port in his hands was like slightly deeper, I guess is the word I'm going for. Overall though, still like you just gotta be gentle with it pretty much, and it's good. Articulation wise, he's got, let me just get rid of this gun for now. So articulation. For some reason, my copy has way looser fingers on this hand than it does this hand, but anyways, articulation. So both of the arms have like this joint that goes in and out for extra articulation. It's for transformation, but whatever. You can get a full 360 on the arm. They can bend that far forward, which is a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. It's a bit unfortunate. There it is. But overall, it's not too bad. You can still get pretty good bend. It doesn't go back at all. Wrists are on a 5mm port, so they can be however you like, whatever angle you want them to. They don't go up and down though, because they don't need to. For arms, can I zoom this out anymore? I cannot. Okay, so for arms, go all the way out, and then you can also get a full 360. Fun fact, I don't know if many people were just too excited like me to like put them together. They didn't look at the instructions. You are supposed to bring this part of the tread down and out, and then this flap on the other tread down. This locks it into place once you put it with the rest of the ports on the front and line it up. I did not do that, so mine was always kind of just flopping around, but I know that now. Same's true on Bone Crushers. The drum only slightly gets in the way, but it's like so minuscule you barely even notice it. Same articulation on this guy, except for some reason his can go like, I don't know why you would want it to, but his arm goes that far back. Probably because on Scavenger he's got like all this Decepticon stuff on the back. Head articulation, let me see if I can just tilt it up slightly, is 360 on a swivel. And technically he can look up if you like do the transformation part where you lift the head up, or he can look down, Devestator, and just like press his face in, or you can just untab the top and technically he looks up. He's just got a gap, but I mean, if you get it from the right angle, it doesn't really look like that, so that's nice. But overall, yeah, the hook on hook is also articulated. That's also a pretty cool detail I've noticed. He does have a waist swivel. It just doesn't go very far. Well, it goes actually pretty far for, you wouldn't think with how much kibbles on his back he would be able to turn that much, but he actually gets like pretty decent range. For the legs, they go all the way forward and not very far back because of the literal dump truck. He's got a literal dump truck, guys. Knee articulation. So my scrapper's kind of weird, but knee articulation it's a full 90 degrees, and then about that much of bend at that much of swivel or whatever or ankle tilt. I will advise to be careful with both with Scavenger, especially. I have heard some cases of his ankle getting stuck tilted and it messes up the figure overall. I think mine actually just did that. But yeah, same goes. I haven't heard the same issue with Mixmaster though, so I don't know if it's just a copy thing. I would advise to be careful with this part because it does like just come untapped because it's kind of like pushed together, but not otherwise too bad. So for ankle, I do like how they have dedicated ankle protection or stability protection for both the feet. The instructions say to leave the hands in for Scavenger. I like to keep mine out though. But overall, just a really solid looking figure. So I guess we'll end it off with some poses because he doesn't have and then we'll like do some size comparisons. And yeah, so let's take a look at this guy and some poses. Alright guys, so for some size comparisons, we'll start off with the smaller figures and work our way up. So first off, we have Transformers Studio Series Devastation Optimus Prime. Let me grab him real quick. I really do like to think of this guy as basically just an intended companion piece or accessory for Devastator. I do like how he looks. I kind of display mine with him just because of how accurate it is. I have played Devastation, so they're definitely going to make this guy into like cell shaded colors at some point, probably a box set, and just rename it Devastation. But he looks pretty nice. I mean, he's basically only this, like the size of Mixmaster in robot or in combined mode, but overall looks really nice. Next up we have Studio Series 86 Megatron, who also looks really nice. I mean, you're never going to get a size-accurate Devastator because there was no such thing as size accuracy in the G1 cartoon. But this is the best we're going to get. And then just putting him alongside 86 Optimus. They look cool. Devastator's not really intended to be size-accurate because if he was, he'd be the size of, like, probably HasLab Unicron or something like that. Which isn't a bad idea now that I think about that. Combiner made out of Commander-sized combiners. And then like a Titan class torso. That's actually not a bad idea. Hasbro, hit me up. But yeah, so there's those guys. And now we get to my biggest part of size comparisons. We have Transformers Age of the Primes Superion. Well, Silverbolt Superion. He is just dwarfed by Devastator. I love it. He's still very big though, so not too bad. And then we have Legacy Menasor. No, I do not have G1 Breakdown. I use G2 because no one can find him. But, I mean, oh, sorry. There we go. Still, Devastator's bigger. And just, he feels just much more well-built than Menasor easily. So there's that. And then last but certainly not least, we have Age of the Primes Titan class Star Convoy, which funny enough is like the closest we get to seeing like the size comparison. Devastator is almost as tall as the smaller Titan class, which is really cool to see. So overall, Very much worth the money. I would give him a solid 9 out of 10. The only point lost is just because of like the ankle issue and because of mainly it's all Scrapper's fault. But overall, awesome figure, would definitely recommend. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.